Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Stock Market Show. This is your host, Shades. RGTI is one of the best quantum computing stocks. I unfortunately didn't make a video on this one because of Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas? Who calls it Merry Christmas? Yeah, anyways, I was going to make a video on this one. And, Christmas happened and I was just feeling lazy, if I'm being honest. But RGTI here. This is the best quantum computing stock out of all the ones that have been pumping. QBTS, QUBT. I looked at the financials and I looked at who they're partnered with. They're partnered with Amazon, NASA. So let's go over that. Let's go over the due diligence here real quick. I do believe if we get that, you can see I even marked it here. Buy shares above 13. If it breaks 13, it's going to 15. As you can see, the sell target is 15. At this point, if it breaks 15, we're going to 20. So that's going to be the breakout play. That's going to be the breakout play. If we break 15, we're going to 20. I've said it. I believe in that. Watch for that 15. I believe it will happen. I think this is the best quantum computing stock out of all of them. And I'm going to show you why. You want to buy, out of all the quantum computing stocks, you want to buy the best one, right? So the one that has the most potential. And we've all seen that if Amazon believes something has a lot of potential, they'll throw money at it. They'll partner with that company. So TradingView financials here for all three, pulling it up in 3, 2, 1, and here you go. So let's go over the financials, because you want to buy the one that is doing well in terms of revenue and balance sheet. I don't want you buying garbage, is what I'm trying to say. Because some of these, you look at the financials and you're like, oh, fundamentally, it's actually kind of trash. It's kind of just moving on the hype of quantum computing, which is fine. But again, let's go for the best one out of all of these. And I believe RGTI, I'm going to make the case that is the best one out of all of these. So let's go. Let's start with the balance sheet because it's very interesting. The balance sheet, I wouldn't be surprised if these companies have diluted or done a share offering, because why wouldn't they after such a surge in share price, right? And the reason I say that is because I'm not surprised if they have. You look at the balance sheet and you look specifically at QUBT, and what do you see when it comes to total assets and liabilities? They have a ton of assets compared to their liabilities. Okay, that's QUBT. Then you look at D-Wave Quantum here, QBTS. You look at QBTS and what do you see? This is the complete opposite, actually. It has way more liabilities than assets, but they have quite the liabilities compared to their assets. So already QBTS is worse when it comes to the balance sheet because it has less assets than liabilities. 48 million to 85 million in liabilities. 61, 83, 49, 66. QUBT 76.81 million in assets compared to 10 million in liabilities. 75 million in assets, 3.6 million in liabilities. So you see right away the difference in balance sheet between QBTS and QUBT. Now let's look at the stock we're here to talk about, RGTI. You're going to notice right away, like, whoa, Shades, whoa, for those of you who didn't check the financials, who are just trading it off the hype, you're about to get your mind blown if you just saw the numbers here. You see those big fat numbers? I see those big fat numbers. Those numbers are huge. Look at those huge, enormous numbers. 157 million assets. 157. That's already more than these other two combined, by the way. 157 million in assets for RGTI. 162 million in assets. 162, 150. They have a ton of assets, and their liabilities are sitting at 40 million, 30 million. It's been going sideways, essentially. If you look at the long-term view, their assets and liabilities have been going sideways, but they have like 4 times more assets than liabilities. So that's already a winner. Like the best balance sheet right now when it comes to assets and liabilities, it's RGTI. I still wouldn't be surprised if they diluted or did an offering. I mean, why not take advantage, right? They're not public for no reason, right? Okay, income statement. Let's look at the bottom line. That's what companies are about. It's about the bottom line. Now we're going to compare the bottom line. See, the reason you want a stock to have a lot of assets compared to their liabilities is because if a stock has a lot of liabilities, they probably have a negative net working capital. They probably have to raise money constantly. They constantly have to dilute, do share offerings to raise money to stay afloat. So that's kind of why you don't want to go for the one that has a ton of liabilities. If they can't cover their assets and they have to constantly do offerings to stay afloat, the share price tanks, right? Because people don't like offerings. So RGTI so far looking good, and I do believe we can go to 15 plus, especially if we get that breakout. Okay, let's look at the numbers here. Let's go to the annual. So we're gonna start with RGTI, and then we're gonna move on to QBTS, and then QUBT. You'll notice QUBT when it comes to total revenue. Since 2019, 136K, 358K. Their cost of goods sold is 3.5 million. It's in the millions. So I don't know what product they're selling, but they're not making much. Like you're basically selling a hot dog at a hot dog stand for 10 cents, but it costs you like $1.50 to actually make the hot dog. so like you see what I'm saying here? Like, this is ridiculous right here. There's no way this is profitable. Net income, surprise, negative. Operating expenses are high, negative 23 million, but that's to be expected in something that's going to put money into, I hope, research and development. So this one, QUBT not looking so hot on the total revenues. And you look at the cost of goods sold and you're like, well, what are they making? Are they making any product? Are they selling anything? Because this is pretty bad here. Probably one of the worst numbers I've ever seen. So let's switch over to QBTS. Now QBTS is looking a little better. Total revenue since 2020, 0, 6.28 million, 7.17 million, 8.76 million. So it's actually increasing year over year. Cost of goods sold is sitting in the 3 to 4 million range. That's fine. It's not more than the total revenue. So I'm assuming they are actually selling some kind of product or something, because you saw this one. Look at that. What are they selling? Why are their cost of goods sold so high and they make so little off of whatever they're selling? It doesn't make sense. It makes me think they're not selling anything at all. But here, at least when it comes to total revenue and cost of goods sold, QBTS looking pretty good, pretty solid. The operating expenses, as expected, very high. Operating expenses, 42 million, 63 million, negative 85 million. Sheesh. What is that? This is the one with the high G&A, right? Yeah. General and administrative, negative 46 million. And of course, research and development is negative 33 million. That's fine. I mean, they got to put money into research and development, but the administrative expenses are negative 46 million. Whew. That's got to hurt. No way they're negative 82 million in net income. So either way, their total revenue and cost of goods sold is already superior to that of QUBT, but of course, this is all speculative, right, with the quantum computing side of things. Right now, so far, QBTS looking like the better one. But this video is about RGTI for a reason. RGTI, we look at the numbers from 2020. Total revenue, 0, 8.2 million, 13.10 million, 12.1 million. Cost of goods sold are pretty high, but not more than the total revenue. Do they even have any kind of product out there? What are they selling? Where's the revenue coming from? That's what I wonder. I'd have to look a little deeper into that. But as of right now, based on the numbers, and look at the operating expenses, negative 106 million, negative 71 million. Selling, general and administrative is high. Yeah. Wait, how much? Wait, where's the research and development? How much are they putting into research and development? Negative 43 million, negative 59 million. General and administrative, negative 27 million. Let me compare it to QBTS here real quick. General and administrative, negative 47. General administrative, negative 20. Yeah. So they're kind of about the same here. RGTI and QBTS, they're about the same in terms of the income statement. They look the same, but against the balance sheet is superior. Look at that. It has more assets than the other two combined. So I think overall, just looking at the financials, at least looking at the numbers that I look at, RGTI is a winner. It's already superior to the other two. Not saying the other two aren't bad. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's just, if you want to pick the best one, it's RGTI. But this is just the financials, guys. Let's go over the investor presentation. All right, so here we go, guys. RGTI, Rigetti, or as I like to call it, Rigatoni, superconducting technology is trusted by world-leading organizations and governments. AFRL, Standard Charter, Moody's, DARPA, AWS. You got aerospace and defense agencies like Fermilab and NASA and USRA. And if we scroll down a little more, QCS, one stack for all our customers and partners. You got Amazon, Azure, StrangeWorks, Ampere, Zapata. They're working with River Lane. We already know about NASA, SQMS, Oak Ridge. Okay, so this is important. They're working with some big companies here, especially these two are the ones that, especially Amazon. That's the biggest one right there. That caught my eye. You got partnerships as well. I believe they're also working with NVIDIA, right? Rigetti announces new partnerships, and I believe they mentioned NVIDIA here. Collaboration with NVIDIA to develop hybrid GPU QPU workflow for climate modeling. So there you go. Partnership, any collaboration with NVIDIA. If you're working with NVIDIA, you're already a winner. Just look at SoundHound and Serve Robotics and any stock that has gotten an investment by NVIDIA itself, and they have not sold. Okay, so I just showed you that that company has a ton of partnerships and collaborations. Now let's look at QBTS here. I'm gonna pull up the presentation more than anything. I need the presentation. The most recent one. We're gonna scroll through and let's see who are they working with here. Strong customer base. So that explains why they have. Yeah, that explains why they have money in the bank. Talking about QBTS here. That explains why they actually have revenues compared to, QUBT. What is that? That's fuck. Oh, I almost swore. My bad. I almost said it. So they're working with Lockheed Martin, Accenture, Davidson, BASF, JTI, 240 plus patents, 100 plus patent pending worldwide. So they got customers. And here's another one. D-Wave deemed awardable on U.S. Department of Defense Trade Winds Marketplace. So any government contracts and boom, the stock's going to skyrocket. For those of you who don't know, people love stocks that work with the government and get huge contracts. Kind of like Palantir is a great example. So D-Wave here, QBTS, in my opinion, it's number 2. Because you got NVIDIA and Amazon working with with RGTI. So I would, if I had to rank these, RGTI, QBTS, and QUBT, unfortunately, I couldn't find any information in terms of who their partners are or who they're working with. Even though it has the higher share price, I couldn't find any information. I tried and I'm like, can't find anything here. Who are they working with? What are these revenues? It's almost like they're a scam. I'm not saying they are, but honestly, based off of the financials and the fact that I can't find who they're working with, it seems like QBTS and RGTI are the best quantum computing stocks, with RGTI being at the top. And so no one should be surprised if you I would go with RGTI and QBTS. Those are real numbers, real financials, better assets to liabilities compared to QUBT. And it should be no surprise that RGTI is the one that's moving today. Watch for 15 and above and it'll go to 20. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I will see you in the next one.